Next on the ticket is under 20s men's GG. If you want to talk through where and when they're playing, I'm going to grab another beer and I'll be back.
Oh God, am I here? Oh yeah, he's already gone. So I'm just bringing up the schedule now. They are going. I believe it's Is it Belgrade that they're going to? Oh God.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's correct.
Belgrade. I'm just
so they're going to Belgrade between January 14 to January 20. Belgrade, Serbia, Division 2, Group B. Australia will be playing against Belgium, Chinese Taipei, Iceland, Romania, and Serbia.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it up. The IIHF website is hilarious.
You know, that's where you've gone wrong. If you just want a bit of a snapshot, mate, go to trusty Lee Collins, Ice Hockey News Australia, mate. He's got it all there for you.
Lee Collins. Oh, we need to give a shout out to Lee Collins. My goodness. Yeah, he is
absolutely elite.
Elite. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I've got it finally. This was just as an excuse to be able to plug. So yes, Australia's first game is against Iceland on the 14th of January. It's like 2 a.m. Our time or something, or 3 in the morning. I think IHA has put out a schedule, which might be right. They play Chinese Taipei the day after, then Belgium a couple of days later, Romania, and then final game against Serbia. That'll be a big game. The home team. God.
So what are you expecting or from this tournament, GG? It's another exciting program and group of players. I think there's 15 players not returning. From what Lee put on his website, 15 players not returning for 2024. What are your expectations? What are you thinking with this? Jason is still on tarmac.
They might not make it for the 14th. God. Yeah, well, man, like, it'll be interesting because we've been stuck in that Division 3 for a couple of years, and we've been more like dominant in those groups. And I remember, I think it was we were talking to Jason or Rucky after the tournament. Not this one, the last one. We were talking to him on the Net Sticks and Chill podcast about how, you know, they hadn't really faced a test until the final. And then once they faced that, you know, little bit of adversity, they you know, they hadn't had any all during the tournament, so they couldn't adjust and deal with it effectively. So I think playing in this division is going to be better. It's just so hard because, like, I mean, what do we know of these other teams? And rosters have changed over considerably. Like from the last time we played Taipei, you know, how much of their roster is the same and our roster is the same. It's challenging. I expect us to be very competitive, though. That's what I anticipate. I think we've got some, you know, a good strength lineup that's traveling. So yeah, I'm optimistic.
Dave Ruck is the head coach once again. Jason is assistant coach. We are going in. One thing I will say about this team, and you're correct that we don't know anything at all about the teams that we're going to face, and it's always a struggle unless you are people like Dave or Jason who are really heavily invested in this sort of stuff. They will know a lot more about these teams that we're going to face. The one thing I do know is that we are heading in to this tournament with Matus Trinker, who is absolutely playing very, very well for Ontario Junior Reign over in Canada.
Yeah, had a couple of Player of the Week awards and got a Player of the Month award for November, I think it was. So yeah, he's playing very, very well. I think last year Kuleshov nearly it was Forsberg's record was in danger from Kuleshov at last year's tournament. So he had an outstanding tournament. He's coming back again. Him and his brother. Sean O'Connor. I know Iceland were the bad guys in the Mighty Ducks too, so we got to beat them. Yes, that's true. Hopefully, we beat Tunisia as well. There were some weird teams in those Mighty Ducks movies, but yeah, I'm quietly optimistic.
Yeah, and people like Dmitry Kuleshov are playing over in North America. Dmitry's over a point per game. Sasha Rapchuk, who I had an interview feature piece last year on our website, terrific person. He's over at the Atlanta Mad Hatters. So they're playing in North America, playing in competitive hockey. They're not like it's an off season when they're not doing anything. A lot of these players, they're still got their fitness up. They're still playing in pretty good competitive leagues for their age. So they're going into it, I think. They should be feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, and there's players, for example, I know the Brisbane Lightning triumvirate of Sasha Rapchuk and Henri Delguidi, Mikko Rippon that playing overseas, and then we saw some of the players like I know Ryan Duchemin impressed you, Julian Friedrich really impressed me, Cameron Hughes, that we saw at the AJIHL. Henry York as well was fantastic. Matthew Montgomery in goal. So there's a lot of you look at the names and you're like, this team, Riley Langier, like players that can do some damage and have played well at high levels too. So yeah, I'm quietly, I've got my fingers crossed, but quietly optimistic too.
Well, Riley Langell is another one who's actually in Canada playing quite well. So yeah, I think he's playing somewhere in Canada, and he's playing really well. So I'm really excited.
Inside info. Check out the comment from Jason Doogie.
The team is fit, no injuries, and I can't share a video, but the team medic Michael Brealey commented saying it's the fittest and healthiest we have gone into a tournament. So that's really exciting. Have ice session today. Need to get going, lads. They caged the Bulls. That's really cool to get Jason, who's just about to head off. Thanks for tuning in, Jason. We really appreciate the comments and tuning in. It's really cool. And it gives people who are watching too a bit of an insight into the lads when they head over there. So it's exciting. This program is exciting. And yeah, we've seen what happened last time. As I said before, the under 18s in the last podcast, you never know. I think it was a weekly wraparound. We covered the U18s. You never know, mate. You really do. You really don't know.
Well, you look at like the senior women's tournament last year, where I think it was Belgium had just been promoted, and they had like this wicked, outstanding goaltender, and their strategy was basically to score a goal and let the goaltender do the rest, and they got promoted again. Like, so if when you look at the goaltending that Australia has of Matoush and Matthew Montgomery, like that's a pretty good duo. So why, if a goaltender gets hot, why not? Why not us? Why can't we be promoted 2 years running? But we'll see. I know that they'll give it their all, and they'll be well coached, and they'll make us proud either way. But yeah, it'll be a fun tournament to watch.
Yep, and I know there's been 15 changes, but there was you can read that one out.
Retract that comment. Ivan Kuleshov just got a nosebleed. Must have been his brother sitting next to him getting restless. Latest, lads. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate that. Hopefully get that sorted. Get the kids under control, mate.
Yeah, as I was saying, there's 15 changes from the last group, but there's the same head coach. So it's going to be a lot of the same expectations on how you play. And when we watched the last tournament, how aggressive they were and hunting the puck down and things like that. If they come with that same intensity, and Jason's saying from the medical team that it's the fittest and healthiest they've gone into a tournament, they should be really, really, really confident.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good luck to them. Good luck to the under 20s. I really hope they go well.